Hello everybody, this is Sergio and I am going to talk about how the Patriots Act works. It's it was actually from 2011, so it was actually kind of recent. Hold on, I'm going to do some highlighting because it's actually pretty recent right now. There you have it, 2011, by Ed Gramid. No, I'm not going to say that. So, yeah, I'm guessing that's gonna be about the Patriot Act works. And here's the original article. And let's go. The Patriot Act the Patriot Act is a U.S. law passed in the wake of the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks. That's actually very important because number one, it was actually passed down September 11, 2001. It was for the terrorist attacks. So, yeah, let's not highlight all. It's gonna be different if you highlight everything. Its goals are to strengthen democratic security and broaden the powers of laws enforcement engine. The two sentences. Let's not do that. Put dark green. Okay. This word I do not know and I don't know how to spell it. Give me a moment. Do I want your work? I want your work. That's no. Okay. So, words I don't know. Let's do that.
Joel Johnson was among the first to notice that the electronic privacy solution
I haven't done this in a while, so.
Documents which explain the items of interest,
Okay.
for which the agency monitors social networks such as Facebook and Twitter. So,
Yep. I'm gonna move this. No, let's just. Yeah. You know what? There we go. I'm just gonna leave it here for now until I get to here. Alright. With regards to identify and stopping terrorists, passing the renewal of the Patriot Act has been extremely controversial. Supporters claim that it's been instrumental in a number of investigations and arrests of terrorists, while critics counter the act gives the government too much power, threatens civil liberties and okay, I'm gonna highlight that. Not highlight, just color it. Words I don't know. Very democratic, it seems to be. Yeah. Very democratic, it seeks to protect. So I'm gonna change the highlightation and I'm gonna put it. Let's put this color. Now I'm gonna highlight supporters claim and even more to put here because this seems very important because yeah, it's pretty much like these people, they want to protect the government from terrorist attacks and they want to keep basically America protected. I think it's actually a pretty good idea to have this Patriot Act in place. Yeah, it's very important. Let's move on. Let's take a look at what the Patriot Act, the support, criticism behind it, and the Patriot Act is really working. I'm going to change the highlightation to orange. Up here. The Patriot Act is really working. That seems pretty important because it's actually, we want to know if it's working or not, like if it's actually a useful act to have. Yeah. Title 2. It's just been one selection of the bill. Yeah. This section broadens the abilities of law enforcement. I'm gonna text that. Gents. Okay, whatever. To conduct surveillance. It allows to interruption of communication if they relate to terrorist activities. I'm gonna highlight that. Orange. Is actually pretty useful because if the government does not keep track of any type of communication, and if you don't know about terrorist attacks, that's gonna be pretty dangerous, even for all of us. And allows law enforcement. Again, there's that word. To share information related to terrorist activities with federal authorization. That there, I'm gonna change the color. Actually, I'm gonna underline it. I'm gonna make this straight through. Let's put this share information federal authorities. That there is actually, I'm guessing that the word to actually like keep away any type of information, like basically any type of information from the federal government away from the terrorists and away from the internet. I'm guessing that because if the government actually gives out any type of information to the government themselves, it's actually gonna make this even easier for the terrorists to attack the U.S. and if the U.S. is protected or not. I think that's actually pretty useful and very important. In addition, it allows the government to order files from providers, communication service with details about specific customers' use of service. Let's see. I want to highlight that blue.
The words listed above are just something.
That there is pretty useful because. Okay, what the? Let's do this again with feeling. Okay, why aren't you? Do this correctly. Okay, why didn't you not? Let's just forget that. Yeah, it's actually pretty useful. It's actually very important for other communicators to communicate with the government, even like without communication or with communication. That's very important. Let's move on, shall we? For example, an internet service provider can be ordered to provide information on IP addresses, login times, and sites visited. Title 2 also allows delayed notification for search warrants, meaning a suspect's house could be searched while the suspect isn't present, and a suspect would not be notified of the search until after it was carried out. I'm gonna change the text. Let's do this orange and let's color this all. Now I'm gonna give this a text box. Catch no. Okay, give me a moment. That there is pretty useful. Let's see, what can we put down? Actually keep hidden info. Let's just put that.
So I'm gonna see if I missed any other words. I don't know.
Hidden info. Besides that. That is actually very important. When the suspect's actually like doing something else, you gotta be like hidden away. You gotta keep the secret. I hope that they're actually like keeping the place cleaned up. afterwards. The Patriot Act has come under fire for a number of reasons. It was passed very quickly, just over a month after September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks, and Congress spent very little time reading and debating it. By some accounts, less than 48 hours passed between the presidential and the bill's final wording and the law passing on both houses of Congress, leading to some doubt whether many members of Congress actually read the length and complex bill. That's actually very useful. I'm going to underline it all. That there is like one of the most important paragraphs. I think so. I actually think that this here is the most important paragraph. Okay, let's not do that. That's actually very important. Like, it's been carried out like so fast that I guess they're like, these people were like desperate to pass down this law, this act, as a matter of fact, and make sure that terrorist attacks like are away. Yeah, that's very quick on how this act was passed down. There are fears that Patriot Act reduces or removes many of the civil liberties enjoyed in the U.S. and guaranteed by the Constitution. The right to... Okay, before that... Yeah. U.S. actually keep people safe. That's what the U.S. is all about. Keeping safety around their borders and letting people be free. I got 3 minutes. I'm gonna do this fast. So, and this is my last paragraph too. So basically, all this is about is pretty much these people want to be safe and they want to keep a good lifestyle where there's no violence. That's very important. Even though it's said in the Constitution that everybody's free, terrorists are trying to like abuse that power and use it for bombing. Like, these people actually are starting to hate U.S. because they actually want like rights, and they're actually gonna be abusing their power. So I think the U.S. is actually right to like keep terrorist attacks away from to keep actually terrorists away from the U.S. if they're going to be destroying things and abusing their power. Let's move on. The right to privacy, not specifically mentioned in the Constitution, but supported by numerous Supreme Court decisions. And before that, the right to privacy up to here. That, I'm going to change the color. Change it to green. Now that there is very important. In the Bill of Rights, which is the very first 10 amendments, the 9th one, it states out anything that is in general that it was not mentioned in the Constitution. So that there, actually the 9th amendment. And freedom from unreasonable searches and seizures. I think that was Amendment 4. Unreasonable searches and seizures. Now let's change color to this thing. Okay, why aren't you? Thank you, good night. That there is actually very important. It's actually dealing with the amendments, and these people are abusing the power that they have. I got a few seconds left. Are the most notable infringements due to the expansion of the government's ability to conduct wiretaps and perform searches without notification. I'm going to underline the rest of it. Is that there? It's like very important. Oh wow, I got okay. To put everything up together, these people actually want to keep a lot of safety in their board.